Hey there, muses! It's T-Mann Tarot, back with another tarot deck review. And hi, hello, and welcome if this is your first time finding my channel. I am a tarot deck, tarot reader, tarot connoisseur, anything and everything metaphysical, here to help you figure out if you want to spend your money on purchasing this deck. Today's deck review, we are going to be talking about the Medieval Feathers Tarot. But before we dive into this tarot deck review, please make sure that you subscribe, comment, give this video a thumbs up, turn on that notification bell so you do not miss any of my future tarot deck reviews. Now, I purchased this for myself while I was in Mexico City in February because I have been looking for a Marseille-style tarot deck. And I kind of was intrigued by this one because it has keywords on the tops for reversals and on the bottoms for uprights. But this is the Medieval Tarot Feather... Words are hard. Tyler talks, take two. Medieval Feathers Tarot deck created by Alejandro Rozan and text by Rivera, published by Blue Angel Publishing. This is a fun deck. So let's change our camera angles and dive on into it, shall we, friends? All right, friends. We are adjusted in our camera angles, and we are talking about Medieval Feathers Tarot. It is a Marseille-style tarot deck. It's published by Blue Angel. The back of the box, it says, "Messages from Heaven. In the realm of dreams and boundaries of time are unclear. The hidden becomes seen. The desires can be welcomed into reality. Here, feathers of fate meld with medieval imagery and profound insight unfolds in an elegant tapestry of self-reflection and divination. Within layers of symbolism and nuance that pay homage to their antique predecessors, this exquisite set is a rich portal into understanding the intricacies of the major and minor arcana, with bonus cards and upright and reverse meanings to guide you through the mysteries of the past and the potentials of the present and a clear vision of the future. 80 cards and a 232 colored guidebook is what we're dealing with. Comes in this lovely two-piece box. Love a little pull string to help get the cards and the booklet out. If you want to store your cards in this, that is totally fine, acceptable. Who am I here to say? Store them how you want to have them stored. So this is a whole lot of fun, just for kind of a little bit of comparison. I'm going to grab my Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot here real quick. So, Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot. This is a standard card size, a standard tarot card size. This is my favorite deck, the Fyodor Pavlov Tarot, and you can see that it is just a little bit bigger than standard, right? Just a little bit larger. This is the Feathers Tarot, and it is even bigger. Let me use the back side, maybe. Yeah. So it is much bigger than a standard tarot, and a little bit bigger than the Fyodor Pavlov Tarot. So this is a chunky deck. So that's one thing to know about the cards and this deck, is that it is a big deck. So, right, the Pavlov Tarot, I am, not fully kind of in that whole hand expansion, but when I pick up the Medieval Feathers, I'm holding it with my pinky. Like, I am in full stretch. So if you have small hands, this might not be the deck for you. If you have arthritis, this might not be the deck for you. Just on the whole size of the deck itself. Now, you can probably do the riffle shuffling or hand over hand. I'm not quite there yet to shuffle it. We will get to that shuffle a little bit later. Chunky guidebook. Oh, let's stay with the cards real fast. Backs of the cards leads to uprights and inversions. So you're not actually, no, it doesn't. You would actually be able to tell. If you are truly paying attention to it, you can. Because Medieval Feathers Tarot is here, and the creators' names are here, right? So, upright, the creators' names are at the top, and the name of the deck is at the bottom. Reverse, the name of the deck is at the top, and the creators are at the bottom. So, I take that back. Does not allow itself to uprights and inversions. Now, if you're really not paying attention to what the back of the deck says, then sure. But why didn't they just put... I want to double check something real quick here. Okay, so that's the end of the... Where's the Pentacles? There we go. 1, 2. Okay. They did put their names on the back of the Two of Pentacles and the name of the tarot. Is that common practice? Where did my Marseille tarot go? I was just... There it is. I was fiddling with a Marseille tarot on live. So this is a very traditional Marseille tarot that I inherited. Trying to quickly find the Two of Pentacles here. Okay, so, eating my words again. The creators of the deck and the time, the year when it was created and published, are usually on the Two of Pentacles. So at least this is what's happening in my Marseilles. Let me know in the comments below if this is also on your Marseille tarot decks. So here, let's talk about... Let me move us in here just a little bit. There we go. So the guidebook, author acknowledgements, illustrations, major and minor arcana cards. It talks about the inspirations of it, how to use the tarot. It's like I opened up that curtain and my allergies just like decided to come full throttle here. Apologies about that. So we're going to talk about the extra cards here. There are 2 Tower cards and a Quarrant card that are in the deck. But let's talk about why they have bonus cards. It says typically there are 78 cards in a deck, but there is an exception with this deck. There are 2 additional cards that may be utilized in various ways, depending on the preferences. The first is Le Consultant, representing the Quarrant for whom the reading is being done, or a situation or matter of concern. Some tarot readers have a prudence whereby they remove a card from the deck that represents the nature of the Quarrant and the situation in question. This card is used as the focal point. For example, you may remove the Two of Cups if the question is about love, or the Queen of Pentacles in regarding a reading about a brunette-haired woman. To avoid removing a card from your reading, the Quarrant is the perfect fit to represent that situation. This card does have a divinatory meaning so you can shuffle it into your deck and include it in your reading. The second card is La Maison Deux, nowadays known as the Tower. For this deck, and according to its system, La Forde is taken its place. La Maison was created and placed in the deck for those wanting a modern card for their reading. The divinatory for meanings for these two vary slightly, so you could include one or both in the reading. And then it goes into interpretive techniques using the numbers, using odds and evens, using just the suits, using just the courts, and then using the types of feathers and the feather details. So really breaking it up into the possibility of different options on how you choose to read the cards. So this is the Tower card that kind of we're all sort of familiar with. This is the alternate one based on a Marseille kind of tradition. However, I'm not sure where this necessarily comes from. It has a very overly religious kind of feeling to it. Because even in the Marseille that I have that was published in like 1930, I think. They don't, like, the guidebook for this doesn't even have the publication date on it. Yeah. But I'm assuming based on the Two of Pentacles, I think it said like 1930, they still had like a tower, not a shepherd with his flock laying down his staff and giving this kind of like Moses and the burning bush situation here. And then this is the Quarrant card, which I do kind of enjoy, I'm not gonna lie, because of all of the zodiac connective representation that's here. It does look like the world in a way. And I do like this kind of fun adaptation here of like, okay, I made a Quarrant card in my Lenormand deck because sometimes people want to talk about other things, but that is like other people, but that's what I use my Lenormand for, not my tarot. Tarot is for deep understanding and not necessarily that like, let's talk about other people. Let's quickly go into the book to see what these say. All right, who is first? Okay. So the one that has the overly religious kind of feeling to me, fortitude, lighting is the key word, or stagnation is the reversed, is precisely what this man has seen and lucky enough not to be struck by. He sits under the tree, which represents growth and is an omen of opposing sides. The lightning served a purpose. It caused his lambs to gather into one place, safe from the threat of predators. This signifies gentleness in times of desperation. The mighty phoenix feather lets him know the lightning was a message from God. Be prepared to detach from all things and hold purpose for him. All there will be other things to come. Okie dokie. There is a feather meaning. So the phoenix feather is what we see on this card. The phoenix feather advises that everything motionless will soon animate itself and come to life, showing you that anything is possible if you only believe. Okay, so the Tower definition, also called the House of God, an angry God has struck the roof of the tower, freeing the disciple who has been held hostage by heretics because of his pure heart and his inability to refuse humanitarian services to anyone. The disciple knew the time was near. Seeing the phoenix feather emerge out of the flames, he is at peace with the destruction, knowing there is a sacred reason for God's anger. He is plummeting to the ground and does not know what his fate will be after the descent. Will he find eternal rest up in heaven or live an ordeal? For now, he is gathered. Okay. Looking at things from a very religious viewpoint, sure, that's how you want to write it. Understandable. Not necessarily my cup of tea. I'm not even going to go to the Lovers card because while it is a beautifully illustrated card, it is heavily on the idea and the aspect of love. The key word is romance. And doesn't even really, in the book, talk about choice. But the imagery, the illustrations are beautiful. The minors are pips, right? Because Marseille didn't necessarily, as we're going through the court, right? It didn't necessarily have illustrations. It's fun to play with new ideas for cards, right? The Six of Cups is usually nostalgia for me. But it's continuity here. And the reverse is disinterest. So that's an interesting perspective to take it out of the idea and the illustrations by Pamela Coleman Smith. The Three of Cups has birth instead of coven or celebration, or friendship, where the Two of Cups is partnership, which I like that word. Mistrust is a good one. Ace of Cups is love. So it is heavily on the romantic side. I'm not going to lie. 10 of Coins is abundance. 8 of Coins, which I say is hard work, right? But it's grounding, right? So I'm interested in to see how this plays. The idea of having a Marseille deck is interesting. Again, really large cards. Let's see how this shuffles, shall we? Beautiful shuffle. It is matte, so they do tend to have a lot of air in it. Let's just do this again. Before I go, yeah, there is a very even distribution there, so we love to see that. The bridge works. Let us see. My kind of, yeah, you can do the kind of like side shuffle with these. If you can't get the full grip of the cards. And hand over hand is going to be hard too because they are such large cards and they have that like matte finish to it. But a closer inspection of the Medieval Feathers Tarot is coming up right now, friends. Bye-bye.